will just wait here all day.
30%. Oh.
Restart then.
Yoga.
Testing. Why?
That's weird.
You should be asking, how have I that so bad? Should I leave that on? Ah, balls. Oh, I feel like Yoda underneath that thing. Hello. Do not ask yourself, why am I wearing a dressing gown and a Lyle and Scott t-shirt? Ask yourself, am I wearing pants? I'm joking. I am obviously wearing pants. So, what am I here for? Why am I revealing myself now? Yesterday? Yes, yesterday, I finished watching Dexter.
Jesus fucking Christ, you're the Bay Harbor Butcher.
I really hate that name.
Now, if you've clicked on this video, you most likely know or have watched Dexter. Very popular show. 8 seasons. I've only watched the first 8 seasons. I know there is New Blood, and I haven't watched Original Sin. Not gonna lie, I don't think I'm going to watch Original Sin. I'm going to watch New Blood as much as I know the reviews are shocking.
They're a bunch of fucking amateurs.
I understand that Original Sin has been critically acclaimed.
No.
It seems to be going quite well. Some people don't like the castings of stuff, but whoopsie-doo. I'm probably not going to watch it just because...
It's either blue cheese with wings or go fuck your mother.
That original cast fell in love with them, blah, blah, blah.
I'll punch you in the throat.
But today, what I am here to do, it is currently nighttime. This is not sunlight, if you could not tell by that over there, the shining off the good old orange wall. What I am here to do today is explain my thoughts on Dexter. Now, as of right now, I've chosen 3 sections to go through and explain my thoughts about. And those 3 sections, if I've remembered correctly, I have no notes, I'm doing this off the cuff, is character, writing, and story. And then an ending overview with a review and a score out of 10, because I am a basic bitch. And just for the record, writing and story are not the same thing. I will get to the explanation of why they're not when I get to them. So, without further ado, let's go.
I'd like to take this chance to apologize to absolutely nobody. But then the cat does what the fuck he wants.
Shit. So, character. There are no flaws I can give.
It's all good, man.
Literally. It's like, I've watched quite a few shows. I'm lying, I haven't watched that many. Actually, no, that's also a lie. I've watched a fair amount. This show has really, really strong characters.
I can use a Quavo.
And I don't want to spoil too much about what I think with writing and story, but not even the faults in story and writing could take away the fact that these were really good characters. Incredibly, incredibly strong characters throughout. Like, I know a lot of people have said there's weaker characters, downsides and things. There are, in some sense, but like the main cast, hitting that. Absolutely hitting it. Furious, just schwanging. Incredible. Like, Deb, obviously, she stays for the entire time. Just to mention, spoiler alert, I will be talking about the entirety of all of Dexter. If you did not know, excuse me, just in case you didn't know, so click your little self off if you're only on season 3. Anyway, yeah, so obviously Deborah, I actually even liked her progression right at the end. I thought that, like, season 7 where she was depressed the entire time, great. I thought it was great character building. I know they fucked it at the end, but incredible. Every other character, even like a latecomer like Quinn.
Comfy bed.
I watched it with my brother and dad, and the jokes we made about this dude when he first came in, like, Jesus, the tan, the face structure of this dude, he could cut absolute diamonds with his jawline. That's how tight this dude's jaw was sculpted. There are probably terrible pictures online that I can pop in to insult this fella. But Quinn was actually a really good character. Really like that latecomer. Obviously, the guy Masuka. That is the champ of this series. He is the guy we'd fight for. He's the guy we'd die for. And yeah, Angel.
What? What the fuck? La pasión.
Go.
Warning.
What you're about to hear may cause discomfort to the cum purse or milk cannons.
What the fuck is her name? The black lady? What's her name? Let me get in touch with the Force, so I can try to remember that bitch's name. Oh my god. I don't remember her name. What's she called? Lieutenant, Sergeant, Captain. I'm going through them. What's her name? She's literally there for 6 seasons, mate. You've just watched it. I can't remember her name. Do you know why I don't remember her name? I didn't like her. But I didn't like her in a good way. She was a bitch, and she was there for her own reasons. She even divorced Angel. I'm butchering his name as well, because I like saying it in the Mexicano way.
Paracional.
But I know it's Angel, but fuck it. She divorced that man. He's been through enough. And then she died. Selfish bitch. Anyway, yeah, characters in the show, incredible. I cannot fault them. They are definitely the strongest aspect of this series. The characters, the development at the start of the series, because then we're moving to writing, and I'll tell you a little bit about that later. On to the next one. I've categorically knackered this section. The villains. I didn't talk about the best characters, and there's a few characters I think I missed. So yeah, what do I think about the villains? Great. Some were better than others. I do think Trinity is the best one. Boring! And I think he is by a long shot. But it's kind of unfair in the fact that the two best killers that you can say are Trinity and Brian.
Road trip.
But who are the two most shown and most interacted with killers, and who have very interesting storylines?
It doesn't work that way!
And who affect the story in a very large way. It's Trinity and it's Brian. The first massive killer and the first one truly connected to Dexter, and Trinity, the one who truly affects Dexter. And we see Trinity like every episode in season 4 or 5, whichever one his is. And then, like, I don't truly dislike any of the villains at all, like the big bad villains in any of them. Not even in season 8, like...
Well, I would have... You mean?
No, just wanted to know what your answer is.
mind?
No.
Stop being so rude.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
The fact that it's the son, full-on Itachi, fucking... No, not Itachi, my hero, that's what I'm thinking of. Daki. Is that his name? One born of fire. I haven't watched My Hero if you couldn't tell, but I do know the characters. I'm just terrible with names. You know the fire ones, the one died in the fire and that, and he's the villain now. Basically that. Season 8 of Dexter's that. And it's the Doctor's son. I like that storyline. Yeah, it's cool. He played a proper psychopath. Like, I truly believed he was mental. Like, Trinity... Like, he felt something for animals. Like, there was remorse for that.
Shut up.
And it seemed to be real. But that dude just couldn't give a shit. He was slicing his mum's neck and that.
May have been a little bit over the top.
Like, I truly felt he was the only true psychopath I ever saw in Dexter. Like, even Dexter, there's moments where it's like love and blah, blah, blah. And you see that progression, blah, blah, blah. Saying it. Yeah, the Russian dude.
You're a different kind of animal.
They didn't need to... Well, no, he was a good character. And the fact that he kind of just... He died just from bleeding was cool. He was a very good character. I like the fact that there was the team up. That was great. Obviously, Brian, one of the goats. I do say Trinity's better because that performance was just awesome. Absolutely amazing. And the fact that Brian comes back, I'm just going to gripe. I don't know if I talk about this at the other point, but that episode where Dexter and Brian just fly away into the sunset.
Road trip.
What was that? Not gonna lie, I didn't get it. As I was watching it, I was like, there's one episode. I do like the fact that it was kind of Brian took over and he went off, did his own thing, kind of lived for a mental serial killer, shagging people, killing whoever wanted, and then came back and then Harry got in the car. I liked that, but it's like, what did it do? Honestly, what did it do? So, yeah, that's just something I'll quickly add there. But, yeah, how have I forgotten the villains? How have I not mentioned that? What a terrible, terrible first review this is. But, yeah, like, I liked the characters they had. Like, even Jamie and stuff like that. Like I like that. I like the fact that they added that. She brought something, became Quill's girlfriend and that, and I know that didn't work out.
Feel it.
Quill's just he's a dick. He is, but he's in the best way. Like when him and Batista together, but actually my favourite duo. Incredible. I want all of that. I want that every single day. Right, I honestly have no idea what her name is, so I can get away with this. LaGuerta, oh my god, how have I forgotten her name? Oh, god, I should be shot. No, but the other black lady who becomes Sergeant in that final season over Quinn, it's like, we don't get to see her much. Her and Masuka kind of, you see that there's kind of banter there, and we never really see her. I understand that it's like we're not really inside of the Miami Metro anymore, and we're more focusing on Dexter's external activities. But yeah, characters like that just seem like kind of plopped in and they're just there. But I can't fault characters. That it's the best thing about this show, honestly. So now let's actually get to the next section.
Surprise, motherfucker.
Bang. We're now speaking on story. Overall, the concept, incredible. Serial killer killing other killers because of a code that his dad made, who was a cop, to try catch the people that fall through the cracks. Such an original idea. Obviously, it's Dexter. First of the kind to sort of do that, and yeah, that it concept as a whole is awesome. It's great. It's fucking incredible. And the progression of story as a whole is good. I would even say all the story is good, even up till season 8. Like, I do not fault the story at all. I fault the writing. And I'm going to get to that in a little minute. But yeah, the story overall, what have I written in my blue notes? I have written... That's the only like gripe I've kind of put. I have like 3 words on this thing. The only gripe is the repetitiveness of each season. There's a big bad killer. Dexter works his way up through the season, getting to that one killer. But it's like, it's obviously going to be that. That's exactly what it's going to be. So yeah, that's not really a fault. It's not even a critique. That's how it should be, and that's how it was, and it was good. So I can't really fault the story that much. Like, I liked the twists and the turns. I liked all the characters and how they worked into the story. Like, I don't think there's any decisions I actually disagree with or thought was very bad or didn't keep me engaged or didn't, like, there weren't plots that sort of hindered the story. Like, I'll get to the incestuous plot in a minute. I do classify that more as writing than I do story, but I will get to something. Like the Masuka daughter sort of plot. Why was that there?
Why?
What was it for? Can someone tell me? Like, that kind of just happened, and there wasn't anything for it. He thought she was stealing from me. He gave her $5,000. What's that do? Like, it just seemed like a weird attempt to kind of flesh out Masuka for some reason. He's already the goat. It's like, why are you giving him a baddie as a daughter? What's that do? Like, what is that? And yeah, like, we never see Angel's like daughter or family again, I don't believe, before like season 5. Everything after that, we never see or hear from them again. That I recall. He could have slightly mentioned it. But, yeah. There's not really much I can smack about the story. Pretty cool. On to the next one. That might be about the most embarrassing thing I've ever done. Oh, I just recorded like a 3-minute section of me rambling about what I hate about the writing. So let me do it again. Right. So, the differences between writing and story. Getting to it, I've written this on my baby blue piece of paper in my blue pencil. The difference between story and writing. Story is more of the actions and the acts themselves. Writing is the consequence of that and how that affects the characters. Because you can have a really, really good story and have terrible writing, which is what I would call this. Because what this is about to be is an absolute roast session on the writing. What I'm about to do is absolutely just try and destroy this in my own ADHD little words. So, let's just get to it. The ending of this, season 8, terrible. Categorically, very, very bad. As many people before me have said. It is, yeah, it's just not very good. Now, for me to properly explain this, I need to put it in big old sections so that I can get it in my brain and explain it. The worst thing about that ending, I'm going to explain all the seasons obviously, but I want to just get this bit out of the way. Her getting shot is the main gripe I have with it. The overall decision to have her go, Deborah obviously, have Deb go is, given things happened before, I'm not actually happy with that decision. But as a creative decision, it could be made. But how it happened was absolutely terrible, because it destroys the writing. And obviously they wrote it. It's their fault. And yeah, so what I mean by that, I'll put this more precise, because you're not seeing into my head right now. It's not like you right. So, her getting shot was a cause of Dexter leaving. Now, my gripe with that is it means he did not learn from Trinity. And Trinity was what, season 4, 5?
Kyle, perhaps it's time for you to go.
That's just 3 seasons ago. Like, come on, man. Because what he learned from Trinity was going after the killer instead of looking after his family, or the fact that he just didn't kill Trinity immediately. That is what he learned from that. And he never wanted to make that mistake again, obviously. But because there is bad writing, he makes the exact same mistake, just the opposite way around. He focuses on the family and leaves the killer. Now, I do not take that as a different mistake. It's just the same mistake, the other way around. And that can lead on to the fact that I just think a lot of the smart characters, well, they are smart, but very perceived and shown to be smart and very cautious characters became very stupid in that final season. Especially that final season. A few more seasons before that. But I understand what they wanted to do with Dexter. They wanted to show that he's becoming more humanized, and they end up taking some of his edge away. That's what they did. Some of that killer instinct, some of that cautiousness, the fact that he doesn't do it that much, and it's replaced with love for Hannah. Blah blah blah, get it. That's alright, that's actually quite good. But I just don't think a character like that shouldn't lose that thing that made them like that. Like, even when it's replaced with like love for, like, his Dark Passenger is replaced with love for Hannah, he shouldn't lose all the skills he's physically acquired and physically just known. And he seems to just lose that in season 8. He just becomes so much more stupid, in my opinion, and from what I'm remembering currently. So, yeah, I just don't think it was a good decision. Now, speaking as the overall of the show, the writing was good. It was. I know I said it was but it was mainly about that ending. The ending was trash. But now I watched it with my brother and dad, and my brother had said that it started tailing off after like season 5. The writing kind of went down and stories were shit. Oh my god, I've just remembered the incest.
That's insane. Is it?
Ooh. Now, the scene where Deborah is on the couch and she's watching Dexter and it zooms in on him eating was the most disturbing thing I've ever seen in my life. No one needed to see that. No one. I might even put a compilation for your little enjoyment right now of Dexter eating, just to disturb you. Or I might not, and decide that's way too much effort for my lazy ass. So yeah.
Your sister's lining up. Fast for that.
Like, I go on Reddit forums because I'm a little loser, and I like seeing what people thought about Dexter and all the seasons and stuff, because it allows me to think more clearly about what I thought. because sometimes I can't fully think about something until I've looked and seen what other people thought, and kind of just go off the feelings of whether I disagree or agree with the person about what happened. And that puts my thoughts into more perspective. So, yeah, the incest storyline, bit weird. I know it's not incest, but I don't care, you perverts. Yeah, that was just weird, which is later seasons. I know they're married in real life.
What do you mean you're in love with me?
But, yeah, it's still weird. Yeah, first season's obviously writing's very good.
I'm watching you.
And the characters were so good. What else have I written on my blue paper? Yeah, Dexter's learning starts off. Hannah, no disguise. I've seen some people don't actually like Hannah. I don't know why. I know I've mentioned that already, but I don't know why. She's fit and she's crazy. But she's another one of these characters that's supposed to be incredibly cautious, and she just keeps her massive, incredibly blonde hair. She's a very attractive girl. Why has she not shaved her head? Why has she not dyed it? Why hasn't she done something? She just goes out there, and then putting Deb's name in the thing. What you doing, love? Come back. What you doing? It's stupid. You're a stupid lady. Yeah, that's what we were screaming when we were watching it. It's like, just dye your hair black. It's like, what you doing? And she wore massive bright pink dresses and stuff as well. It's like, do you want to be caught? What? Are you stupid? Yeah, so it's just, yeah, the actual ending of Dexter driving off. I know the overall things that happen in New Blood. I completely hate every decision about that. I just hate it. I'm all for a depressing ending, but this was depressing without a cause. That's the other thing I was going to mention. The entirety of season 7 was almost, from what I recall, all about like Deborah's progression and just acceptance, more or less, of Dexter. I know she tried to kill him and herself. YOLO. That's what it was. It was like it was her growth and coming to accept that, and it took the entirety of the seasons, and I thought that was really good. I thought the story for that was incredible, really, really cool. And what do? They just pull down their trousers and just swing it about. That's all they do, because she immediately just fucking dies. It's stupid. It's so dumb. You shouldn't do that with a character. I understand, like, if you take a reference from, like, Game of Thrones, Sean Bean was only there for a season. No spoilers. He floated to the heavens. That's still a spoiler. Shit. But anyway, like, you spend all that time growing, and then she just dies like that. It's like, it's terrible. It's really, really bad. It's not good. Like, when I went to sleep last night, I felt it in my chest. I just felt it. There was no emotion, but I just felt annoyed. I didn't feel fulfilled with it. Because you can have a character death and it can be like, oh, that was sad, but it was really impactful and really good. But with this, it was just like, she died? Yeah, they could have done better. Especially when you know they could have done better. Because there's ways to be less than better and still be better than what you did, if you understand what I mean. Like, it's not the greatest you could have done, but it's still very good. It's below that, and it's still acceptable as an ending. Like, they could be better, but that ending was below that, which means it's like you could have upped your level just a little bit and made another decision or a different way of how that ended, and it would have been better.
But anywho,
conclusion for writing, it tailed off at the end. The start was very good, obviously. very original. You'll hear that quite a bit. And yeah, just disappointing is what I'd say for the decisions at the end. And I know they wanted Dexter's progression. That's what they were trying to hold on to, is the fact that he's not just a normal psychopath. He's more of a loving sort of traumatized child. His psychopathy isn't just like a natural sort of type. It kind of just, it got into him. It was because of he was born in blood that it accumulated into his urges. So there's more of a leeway with what could happen with it. But there's also the nature aspect of it as well. And but yeah, I think they really dropped the ball with it. I really think they did, because yeah, that ending. And he just left her to be a single mum as well. What dick. Now, it is the conclusion, and I'm getting... Oh yeah, baby!
Me, give your meat a good old rub.
Shit. I do still have pants on. Thank God. Thank God. Right, let's stop with all that shit. Overall, I think Dexter is an incredible show. At one point or another, if I keep doing this, I hopefully will do, because this is cool. And yeah, boy. I'm very happy with that. That took me like a day to fill with shit. But yes, overall on this show, Dexter, that I've just finished, and I'm very happy that I have, because it was a very enjoyable experience. Just as a refresh, characters 100% the best thing about this show. They are so strong, such incredible personalities, and no amount when you've established characters like that in a show, you cannot lose that. You just can't. They are so good. They are so just likable. And there's such development in the relationships and things. You just can't break that. There's no amount of bad writing or a shit story that can separate that. And the story, I thought, was probably the second best thing, because the story wasn't bad in like any areas. It was kind of just stable through, well, more or less kind of starts on the high, then kind of goes down like a in there. Let me try and get this. This is dodgy as shit, but screw you. It kind of it's high. I'm doing one finger now, full on down, and then it just kind of steadily kind of just comes across, just like Kim Kardashian. Thank you, Chris Pratt.
She gets come on her back, I think.
So yeah, writing, that can just get shot. That can go. The writing at the start, as most things are, the starts, everything is good at the start, and then usually tails off. But the writing literally got on the edge of a cliff, got onto a hang glider, made sure it got elevation, and then went down. It wanted to get that little step up just before it went straight back down, instead of just jumping off. It wanted to get that rope to heaven and then jump down. That's what that writing did. I hope when I watch New Blood, I don't hate it as much as I think I already will. And God knows what happens with Resurrection. God knows. But if I hate New Blood as much as I think I will, I'm probably going to very much dislike whatever happens in Resurrection. And I might watch Original Sin. But yeah, just to sum up my thoughts. You might be surprised about this. I don't want to do the rant on thing. If you watch that guy, incredible, so funny. But sevens are the strong, the strong medium numbers. If it's just higher than middle of the range, which is 5, and it's still better than the 6. 7's that awful sort of just medium number where it's just good enough. Like, it's still a very good show, but it's not in the upper echelons. However, I'm giving this an 8. I put Dexter as an 8 out of 10.
Holy shit.
And that might surprise you given the fact that I hate the writing so much, but the characters truly, like, have it at a 6, and then the story just pushes it up by 2 points, and then the writing cannot change that for its life. It will not change it, and it will not move it. I don't really like putting points on things. I might do if I continue doing this and there's something more, but yeah. Like, to be honest, I'm currently watching Vikings right now.
I will hear no more.
And I reckon I'll probably give that quite high. So, but yeah. This is Dexter. The psychopath that we all love. Along with Masuka. Actually, no. This isn't Dexter. This is Masuka. And his serial killer friend. His lab geek best friend. His sperm buddy. His more haired, less crazy, more horny, weirdly, lab friend, forensics lab friend. And that was my review. So, thank you for watching. Like and subscribe if you're weird enough to listen to me. This has been like the longest thing I've ever done in my life, and that's saying something. Shut up. But I'm going now. Bye. You might see me. You probably will, because this has been quite fun. There is shit all around me. Wires that I want to tie myself up. Like, not like Tech Knight level, but amateur. And I'm going to stop talking. Bye.
Are you a serial killer?
Yes. Great story. Compelling and rich.